I was falsely accused of sexual assault, thrown in prison, bailed out on $250,000 bail with no criminal record. I hired a private detective. We learned that this person had done it many times in other states. They drugged me in the bar on camera, multiple eyewitnesses.
Did the person in question go to prison after?
They had zero interest in prosecuting a girl who made the story up, never showed up to court again. I had to fight for 11 months, and then when I was able to prove it with video evidence, they just dismissed me.
There are so many girls that do go through that, right. And to falsely accuse someone that they didn't do it, and then nothing happens to them. I think that's ridiculous.
Well, the problem is the women that do the false accusing, they really hurt the girls that really were hurt. I'm not going to let one evil person, when there's 100 great people and one bad person, I'm not going to let that person ruin my outlook.
It truly is a cold world out here, man. It's genuinely heartbreaking that this is the true story for thousands of men out here, man. I've talked to men around the globe that are going through this, have gone through this, and these charges are not a joke, homie. There are men out there sitting in prison right now over this. I promise you, man. There's men out here that wiped up the wrong women, had children with the wrong women, maybe did children with them, but ended up having sex with them, and they got charges thrown on them, homie. There's men out here that are making the dumbest of choices with women like this, homie. With women that are problems, and there are men out here that think that these crazy women are going to bring them peace. Simps out here, I promise you, man. And sometimes it's not their fault, but a lot of the time it is, man. A lot of the time there are men out here chasing these women because they're crazy, because they bring them some kind of thrill. That's why I come on this channel and I tell you guys the importance of the person that you choose to be with, homie. The importance of who you choose to be your wife. And my best piece of advice to anyone watching this, is to, if you're gonna marry somebody, right? Stop dating to date. Start dating to marry, homie. It's gonna filter all these women out. You're gonna find the crazy ones, you're gonna find the psycho ones. A lot of these men out here will choose to be with them. I don't know why, but there's men out here that are willing to stay with them, whatever, right? But find women that are going to appreciate you, that got raised in good homes, traditional values, morals, has respect for men. That's a big one, man. To find a woman who has grown up in a blue collar family, that's Christian or at least believes in God, has a relationship with God. These things are all important. I'm not going to say that it's not going to happen, because it can happen. This can happen to anybody. Doesn't matter who you are, doesn't matter what circumstance you're in, doesn't matter what kind of woman you choose to be with, it can happen to anybody. But I can tell you one thing, man, is that if you listen to my advice, you're going to have a better luck in almost any situation you're in life, man. With any girl you're going to be with, you're going to be able to walk away from women. When you start picking up your Bible, start reading, you're going to find out what makes a wife. And when you build your relationship with God, you're going to find out that you can be able to walk away from these women better. You're going to be able to understand how to recognize the red flags, be able to move on from those red flags. A lot of men out here have not opened up the Bible. They don't believe in God. They don't have any relationship with Him, so they're out like me. That's how I used to be, man. And I would go with these women because they were attractive. I would go with these women, fall in love with these women, get all emotional with these women, and I wasn't able to leave. I wasn't able to remove myself. It was literally impossible for me. I'm one of those people, man, I genuinely care. When I care about somebody, I care about them. I don't want to leave them. I don't want to have to, break up with them, whatnot, right? And that's something I suffered with for a very long time. I'm going to fight everything I can. That's why I tell you guys, do not date somebody until you are at least 90% confident that this woman is someone that you could eventually see yourself having marriage with, having children with. Look at these things, man. I know there's a lot of men out here that did not get raised with a good father. And I'm just telling you, man, I wish I had this advice myself. And my dad was good. We didn't talk a lot about this stuff, though. But I can tell you one thing, man. He taught me that as well. To the importance of who we choose to be with. Because if you choose wrong, a lot of bad things can happen, man. You can have your retirement taken away. You can have your 401 taken away. You can have everything you've ever owned taken away. Some of these women are ruthless. When it comes to court, you are always going to lose. Majority of cases. It's a cold game out here that you're playing, fellas. That's why I tell you guys to open up the Bible, to find a woman of God, find a woman that's going to respect you and appreciate you, and you're going to find peace there, man. In the majority of cases, a woman who's going to stick with you through thick and thin. You know, one of the biggest things that I noticed about, you know, my past, right, you know, dealing with women, you know, back in the day when I was like 17, 18, 19, etc., right, is that I would pick these women that were nothing but issues, nothing but problems, you know, and then I'm wondering why I couldn't stay with these women, why my relationships weren't working out, you know, why I was getting cheated on all the time, why I was being disrespected. And you kind of got to pinpoint that, man. You know, like, why are you being disrespected? Why are you choosing these women? You know what I mean? Why are you out here with women that, you know, damn well are not going to be for you? You know, it's like I thrived off of their, you know, love or something. You know what I mean? I thrived off their attention that they were giving me, or like this false love that they had for me. And it's not real, homie. You know, and that's why I tell you guys, you're going to know. You know, when you find a woman of God, she's going to bring just life into you. You know, I mean, she's going to speak life into you. You know, when a woman of God enters into your life, she's going to bring God up a lot. You know, I mean, she's going to be talking about God with you. She's going to be talking about her future with you. You know, and like, I think more importantly, she's not going to be doing things that are going to jeopardize your relationship, man. You know, if you guys are out here with women that are going to clubs, going out partying, going and disrespecting you all the time, disrespecting you in general, you're not going to find peace there. You're not going to find a long, lively, like, marriage with them. You're going to find nothing but destruction. You know, and that's why we're at a 50% divorce rate. Because men are out here with women that do not value God. They don't value what a marriage actually consists of. Because marriage is supposed to, you know, resemble our relationship with God in a way, right? Like, we are loving our partner as much as Christ loves us. Or at least trying to. Obviously, it's not possible, but trying to. Right? And if you find a woman who's going to genuinely, you know, care about your marriage and respect your marriage and understand just how important it really is, your vows, you're going to find peace there, G. You know, don't get caught up in the trap. You know, and another big piece of advice I can give you guys is to stay focused, man. Stay focused. Stay on your grind. Stay on your purpose. If you are out here living in 2025, you don't have a purpose yet, man. If you're a man and you have no purpose, no mission, nothing, you know, you're already dead inside, homie. That's why a lot of men are depressed. That's why a lot of men are anxious. You know, number one, they don't have God. Number two, they're not on their grind. You gotta go at this shit, G. I mean, you gotta work on your craft every single day. It's an everyday thing. Same thing with following God. It's an everyday thing, you know, and it just find a purpose, find a mission, find God, let God guide your life. Scroll through these YouTube videos, man. I have a whole bunch on here, continuing to make them, you know, just make sure to smash that notification bell, smash that like button. It really does help these videos. And I'll see you guys on the next video, man. Do not fall in the trap of women who do not respect you. Do not fall in the trap of crazy women. Stay focused. Stay dialed in on your mind, you know, and just stay disciplined, man. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys on the next video.